What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. In today's video, I am happy to share that it is a good day, Jet fans, because the New York Jets interviewed Mike Vrabel to be their head football coach. And I want to talk about why they already have an advantage over some of the other teams that Vrabel may interview for. So it was reported today that the New York Jets have officially interviewed Mike Vrabel for the head coaching job. That is the second person they interviewed after Ron Rivera. Now, there were some, don't let him out of the buildings, which I get, believe me, because I would like Mike Vrabel to be the head football coach of the New York Jets. But from his perspective, let's be real, he's going to see all the opportunities available to him. But good news, here's why the Jets may already have an advantage in that department. Peter Schrager, who covers the NFL, very well respected, one of my favorite NFL insiders, if you will, had two tweets that I wanted to share with you back to back that talked about the New York Jets and their potential interest in Mike Vrabel and why they might have a leg up on some of these other teams. So first, the Jets are the first team to the table to interview him, which is important. The Bears and the Saints could have this week as well, but they didn't. The Jets had their ducks in order and can make the first impression if he's their number one, which there's been leaks and rumblings that they are very, very interested in him. Now, the second part is this. The Jets interviewed Vrabel in New Jersey with players and staff there today, and not in Palm Beach, where I imagine other interviews will take place. He says it's important too. Let him see the facility, feel the building, get a taste, all that before interviewing elsewhere. Essentially, leave a good first impression. That is what the New York Jets need to do with a guy like Mike Vrabel. Let's be real, guys. Wearing dress pants absolutely sucks. And who decided that stiff, uncomfortable jeans squeezing your family jewels was ever a good idea? I don't know. It wasn't me. Well, consider this your holiday miracle. Public Rec's Dealmaker pant gives you the comfort of sweatpants with the look and fit of jeans. Whether you're clocking it at the office or teeing off on the golf course, these pants have you covered with their formal 5-pocket style and workday fabric that's both wind and water resistant. No matter what the weather throws your way, the Dealmaker pant is ready for action. Clean, classic, and your new go-to every day. Stay comfortable this holiday season without compromising style, because with Public Rec's Dealmaker pants, you really can have it all. And for a limited time, our listeners get 20% off their entire order with code O'Leary at publicrec.com. Reminder, 20% off with my code O'Leary at publicrec.com. Now, the second thing that I want to get into in the second half of this video is things that I liked from Zach Rosenblatt's article. So, you know, Rosenblatt, he writes for The Athletic, and he was around Vrabel a lot this season and wrote this long thing about what it was like for him this year and just some notes that I took from this article that make me want Mike Vrabel to be the coach even more and just things overall that I like from it. So on the day that Vrabel got fired, he gathered more than 20 coaches, the group cramming into one small room, and one by one, he was holding back tears and he told each person how much they meant to him. He went to Tony Deuce, who was here with the New York Jets, and wished that his 4 daughters could have finished up their school in one spot. He told defensive coordinator Shane Bowen how much he was going to miss his family and thanked him for all he's done for the defense. He told defensive line coach Terrell Williams he was hoping to see Williams' son graduate from high school and to attend more of his hockey games, and he thanked him for teaching Vrabel how to better connect with his players. That is a football guy, right? Like getting emotional with your group that you went to war with for how many years. It kind of just speaks to the kind of man and coach that he is. And that's what I want to see from the next New York Jets head coach. Someone who, one, genuinely cares about his staff, but has that connection. And it's like this one team and one goal, and not so much everyone out for themselves and not so much pointing the finger, oh, it's this person's fault, it's that person's fault, and just being one group going together. And I think Vrabel is the kind of coach who can build that here, which is something that's very, very important to me. According to Ben Jones, who was the former center of the Tennessee Titans, he talked about something that Vrabel would identify 3 keys to victory that they needed to emphasize. And it was specific statistical targets. And he gives some examples like turnover differential, total rushing attempts, or points allowed, depending on the opponent. Jones estimated that if the Titans hit their 3 keys, they won 90% of the time. So those are all things that I like. I mean, the Jets don't turn the ball over on their defense, which is something that they need to do. Rushing attempts, they have been towards the bottom of the league in rushing attempts the last few years. They are way too pass-happy offense. That is something I'd like to be changed. And obviously points allowed is an important one. And something else too, I don't have the cutout or the quote from this one, but something that Vrabel did was that he would have referees come on Fridays and Saturdays and go over tape and talk about why things are penalties versus not a penalties. And the Jets have been one of the most penalized team in the league for the last few years. An emphasis on not making those dumb mistakes is good and welcomed and warranted. And it's not all, you're not going to get the answer, oh, these guys are professionals, they don't need to be yelled at or this and that. No, F that bullshit. Sorry for the language. But they need a guy like Vrabel who's going to show it on tape and talk about how they improve and how they get better. Caleb Farley, who was a first-round pick by the Titans in 2021, said that something Coach Vrabel taught me was it doesn't matter what car you pull in on Sundays. It just matters if you're going to hit somebody in their mouth. Football is a grown man's business. It's a nasty business. There's no room to be sensitive. Again, is that a little bit harsh? Isn't the right word, but it's like it's brash maybe. But the Jets need that. They have been, unfortunately, in my opinion, a soft team. And I know that's a very hot button word to throw around, or, it's demeaning to toss that around about a football team. But with how they have carried themselves over the years with the moping, the woe is me, the pointing the finger, that feels like the opposite of this approach that is pointed out by Mike Vrabel, which, once again, I'm going to reiterate, I think this is something that the Jets desperately, desperately need, is a coach who is going to be loud, is going to talk about how they need to be nasty, they got to punch somebody in the mouth, because that's what this game is. Heck, there was even I have an example of a great speech that he gave after one of their wins, which I think really hits this home.
Like, I don't know if you know what you just did. Okay, you ripped the victory out of the jaws of defeat, man, and just pulled it. Defense, hell of a job, man. Keep getting a dry stop. Okay? Like, there's a plan, and don't deviate from it. And when we have to, then we will. Okay? But each week we're going to give you everything we got, okay? And you guys gave us everything you got. Offense, that's it. Sometimes it's not going to go great. And then you stuck around long enough, okay? And now it felt like we put the pressure back on them. You guys went down there and won the game. I'll tell you this, okay? No panic. Okay, punt team did a hell of a job, man. We signed Ty. Ty, hell of a job, man. Hell of an operation. This is the play. This is what you guys did. Okay, this is on you. Okay, you guys go out there and you do everything that we ask you to do. You play with effort, you play with finish, okay, and you play with violence. I appreciate every one of you. Okay, congratulations to you. When we win, it's because you guys went out there and won the game.
Also, it was mentioned that Mike Vrabel preferred interim GM Ryan Cowen to take over for the Titans in 2022. He did not. And then obviously in 22 and 23, it was a different GM. And instead, Mike Vrabel was working and not at the best of spots with the new general manager at that point. So Ryan Cowen is the name to watch. I mentioned that in a past video, but remember that name if you are looking for where Vrabel is going to end up. Cowen is the one that I would expect him to be paired with. I love it. Anyway, I'm really excited about Mike Vrabel. That's who I want to be the New York Jets' next head coach. Let me know your thoughts on the Jets interviewing Vrabel and what you think about the Jets maybe having an advantage with having him in the building. Let me know your thoughts. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.